Good evening. We now continue with part 2 of Garbage Theater Presents A Zombie Croc.
So the crew get in an argument with Rivera. You picked this fucking movie.
I know.
About not being a crocodile and that they were just here to film. And Rivera tells them to just follow her as they look for the sheriff. And Safari Sam gets separated from the group and gets dropped on by Papa Chicken and Pocket Sand again. And he drags her away before Rivera and Ash notice, props her up against a tree, paints her face like a skull, which turns her into a zombie. So he rattles his voodoo rattle. She pulls out a knife from her pocket and stomps off to the woods, presumably to kill the other two.
The makeup on Sam looks rad. She looked good.
They painted a good skull.
Yeah.
Good for them. They did something right, finally. Rivera and Ash find Sam's pith helmet on the ground. And Sam approaches from behind. Again, more sneaking up on people. Mm-hmm. She attacks, and the knife's blocked by Ash's camera. Rivera tries to knock Sam out by pistol whipping her to no avail. Sam knocks out Rivera and goes after Ash. She knocks Ash away, retrieves her knife from the camera, but drops the gun, because zombies don't know how to use guns. They're strictly melee weapons only.
Why does she have super strength now?
She's a zombie.
But that's okay.
I was just wondering if at any point this knife was going to become white hot.
Yeah. So Rivera pulls a second gun and opens fire, but as we all know, she's a terrible shot and misses several times before finally a bullet strikes Sam in the head. Rivera says, well, that wasn't me that shot her, and what do you know? Here's that eye-patched asshole from 5 hours ago.
Yeah.
He picks up the knife, they all head out. Seconds later, the Croc appears and drags Sam's body away. The man reveals that he's Crocodile Jack, and he's been hunting gators and crocs in this swamp for a long time. Sorry, Jack, but I'm pretty sure you've never hunted a croc in this swamp ever.
That's right. You lying bastard.
He says that the croc's 35 feet of reptilian terror, and that someone pissed off a local voodoo priest who resurrected the croc to get revenge. Which means that this giant-ass crocodile existed beforehand.
Yeah, well, he said he has a score to settle.
Yeah, he says he has a score to settle, and he's got a hook for a hand. So are we to believe that there's this long-standing Captain Hook rivalry between him and this 35-foot crocodile? That he killed successfully, and this voodoo priest brought it back, so he's got to go and do this again?
They make reference to Captain Hook.
Because that's, that would be a neat little thing, but shine a light on that, they do not.
No.
That's what I'm trying to say. They make reference to it. Y'all obviously did not study well.
They continue off into the woods and come across some zombies, apparently. But we can't be sure because they refuse to show us the reverse angle of what they're actually seeing for quite some time.
Right.
They go on and on about what zombies are, as the camera once again zooms in on the space between their faces. Finally, we get to see the zombies, which are now Romero-style zombies instead of voodoo mind slave zombies. And,
well, these are supposed to be, I guess, the people that were dug up from the cemetery.
Yeah, the three.
Oh, yeah. I didn't catch that. Wow.
So Jack tells them to take aim for the head, and they all open fire. And Jack and Ash take down their zombies, but Rivera's having trouble. Just then, the Croc appears behind them, and they run off. Why does the Croc's roar sound like kettle drums? It's like they had a toy, dinosaur roar that has no bass whatsoever. So they said, put some kettle drums behind it. Jack reveals that the Croc chasing them is all part of the plan, and that they're the bait for it. They spread out to find anything the voodoo priest may have left behind in the swamp, and Ash stumbles upon the Croc and gets her hands bitten off when she tries to fend it off with her camera.
Which was hilarious.
I'm going to say, there were a couple of parts of this movie that got a chuckle out of me. But then I went right back to being angry. Jack shoots the Croc and it runs off. Ash dies immediately from her wounds. and they opt to leave her behind to chase after the Croc. Cut to the sheriff, who's still wandering in the woods. He comes across the zombie that Rivera failed to kill and says, "Not again. I hate zombies."
And it is never explained after that.
Nope.
My guess.
They tried to do this Lost Boys thing, and I don't know why.
My guess, though, is that this actor was in this director's previous movie, Zombie Isle.
Oh, come on.
It's like a reference to that.
He's dropping references to his other movies in this pile of shit. Like anyone's ever going to see it.
They did it in Avalanche Sharks.
God damn it.
I'm not saying it's good. I'm saying that's what I think happened.
No, you said that it was good.
Oh my god.
You said it was good, Chase. And it's the best reference to anything like this ever happened.
You said the best thing about this movie is that it references the other movie.
You said that it was even better than Tarantino's shared universe between his movies.
The sheriff shoots the zombie dead, and as he stands over it, the Croc sneaks up behind him. He gets chomped in Croc vision, and we cut to the chicken-loving party goers who are wandering in the woods, hoping to get a picture of the crocodile. And the husband wants them to leave, but the wife says, "Oh, why are you so afraid of crocodiles? You've been eating them your whole life." No, he has not.
No, he hasn't.
Stop calling them crocodiles. So they find a heap of crocodile eggs. They start taking pictures, and they're going to take one of the eggs, and they're excited to be paid a whopping $50 for this egg.
God damn it.
When the Croc shows up, they flee into the woods, and somehow the Croc gets around them and cuts them off and runs them back into the woods.
Yeah, crazy.
Meanwhile, Rivera and Jack are still wandering, and Rivera wants to get outside help dealing with the Croc. Jack comes across a body, which is the sheriff, and you know it's the sheriff, because it's a skeleton with a fucking badge pinned to its ribs.
Like the crocodile said, "I'm gonna eat all this, eat all the clothes and the meat and all that, but that badge, ew, I'm not touching that."
Yeah. And he spit it out, and it just went ping right onto the ribs.
Let me put it right back where it belongs on the body.
So Jack tries to keep her from looking, but she does anyway, which makes her more determined to kill the crocodile. So now we cut to Betty. Remember Betty? Yeah. She's wandering around in the woods, trying to find the mayor. She finds his briefcase and picks it up when she hears breathing behind her. And how many times are we going to do this shot of the Croc hovering behind a human being? Many more times.
I was about to say a few more times.
Papa Chicken appears.
Did we talk about how they're forced perspective yet?
Oh, yeah.
We haven't mentioned it.
Yeah, no. Do it.
Well, so they try to... The puppet for the crocodile is very small.
It's a hand puppet.
It's a hand puppet. So, yeah, they try to pull off this, forced perspective thing where they hold the puppet's mouth close to the camera, and then they have the actor stand farther away. But, of course, the camera they're using is some consumer-grade digital camera, so it can't pull off the, depth of field that it needs to do this forced perspective thing. So one of the two is always out of focus.
Yeah. So you basically lose the forced perspective.
It doesn't work.
So Papa Chicken appears, and he sends the crocodile away, and then he pocket sands Betty again, and he raises her up as a zombie, again in a completely different way than any of the other zombies, because he doesn't paint her face this time. She just gets up immediately. She doesn't have the white eyes. She's got her regular eyes. The rules of this movie.
He's multifaceted. I mean, he knows...
The pocket sand wasn't even the same. It was like some just broke up leaves this time.
Yeah. Right. Well, he knows what he's doing.
I guess.
Yeah, he raises her up, sends her off, and he sends her off. Jack and Rivera come across the mayor's briefcase. Rivera sharpens her knife on a chunk of concrete, which I don't think would work.
It won't.
Yeah, I was like, can you just sharpen your knife on any old rock?
On anything at all?
Well, all she was doing was making her knife... can't talk. All she was doing is making her knife less sharp.
Yeah. Well, they didn't think to bring a whetstone out into the woods with them, so they said, just drag it on that chunk of concrete.
Yeah, whetstone does not equal wet concrete slab.
Yeah. They take refuge in a broken down van as it starts to rain. Jack gives her the sheriff's badge to remember her father by. Rivera opens up the briefcase and finds the document showing that what happened in the past, the incident, was that they sent slaves into the swamps to be eaten by crocodiles.
Which seemed like the right thing to do at the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
What the fuck? So even back in the day, they thought they were crocodiles.
But now this makes all the motivations are confusing. I don't know what Papa Chicken is pissed about. He's pissed about this thing that happened like 150 years ago.
Was it 150 years ago? Because he just said it was his great-grandfather. That's not that far back.
But if they're talking about slaves, I mean, slavery ended 150 years ago.
Maybe it didn't in this little pocket of wherever the fuck this takes place in.
I don't know.
Well,
it certainly did it in the minds of the people who made this fucking movie with the undertones that they're painting.
Well, look, the mayor's old, so his great-grandfather is probably like mega old.
They're all part of the Dunedain with extremely long life.
Or maybe they were trying to say that this movie takes place, in the past with the like film grain
and the cell phone
and the cell phone. Maybe this is in the 80s. It's in the 80s.
Okay,
so shave off another 20 years.
Oh, what a big difference that makes.
I'm just happy that somehow a Lord of the Rings reference was shoehorned into this episode.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. That's nice.
Anyway, my point is, like, I don't know what he's pissed about. He's pissed about this event, or he's pissed about everyone being evicted.
He's pissed because they sent the slaves to die in the swamp. They don't even have houses out there. No wonder they're getting eaten by the crocodiles.
I don't know what the hell's going on anymore.
Why is he so pissed about this? I mean, look, slavery was an abomination, and that's a terrible thing. But, like, you can't... What good is it taking revenge on, like, this dude's great-great-grandson?
I don't know.
I don't understand.
This movie is an abomination.
That's for
sure.
And
I want to take revenge on somebody.
You picked it, motherfucker. You revenge on yourself.
So, while they're in the van, they find Willie Bob's moonshine stash, and they decide to get some rest since it's raining out. Later, Papa Chicken and Betty arrive at the van, while Jack and Rivera sleep. Rivera wakes up and spots them moving through the woods. She tells Jack that they need to follow him, but make sure to take some of that moonshine with us for reasons. So, Jack and Rivera stumble across the eggs, and Rivera wants to smash them all, but Jack stops her because he's got a better idea, to drench them in moonshine and slowly get out a lighter and said, just smash the fucking eggs.
Yeah, exactly.
Why this big elaborate thing?
This movie sucks. Just hurry up and crush the eggs.
Because just as Rivera's about to light the eggs, Papa Chicken arrives and Zach Morris freezes her in time?
That's what I got from it.
I didn't understand. Yeah, I didn't understand what was happening there. I just thought she was like thinking super hard about lighting those eggs on fire.
Then he sends Betty to attack, but Jack stops her before she can stab Rivera. Papa Chicken awkwardly wrestles around with Jack and begins to punch him in the face until he knocks him down.
And punch him in the face is a very loose explanation. Because he was swinging.
Like, yeah. Well, there's an even worse punch coming right here.
Right.
Because Rivera punches Betty with... I don't even know how to describe this punch.
It was terrible.
Papa Chicken pulls out the voodoo doll and stabs it, dropping Jack to his knees. Rivera gets Betty in a headlock and knocks her out, kinda. Papa continues to stab the voodoo doll and pulls out a sword from a cane that I guess he had that I didn't see. He stabs Jack.
Anytime he was like dressed as the voodoo guy, he had a cane. When he was dressed as a janitor, he did not. So I hope that clears that up.
Papa Chicken, he stabs Jack through the stump of his hook arm and says, "Time to disarm you." He's full of one-liners, this guy. And he pries the hook out of his stump.
I couldn't believe this. Like, so Crocodile Jack never received medical attention for his like cut off arm. He just fucking Candyman'd it and like jammed a hook in there. He just jammed it in there.
What I don't get is when he's ripping it out, it looks like his hand's like been freshly cut off.
Yeah, but whereas before it looked like it was a healed up stump.
Yeah.
Well, get ready because his hand reappears while they're wrestling.
Papa stabs Jack seemingly to death as Betty gets back up and approaches Rivera. Rivera draws her gun and she shoots Betty point blank in the head, and I half expected her to miss.
They keep setting up that she's a terrible shot.
Yeah.
I mean,
she turns to see Jack dying, and Papa Chicken has vanished. Rivera then applies a thin napkin to Jack's exposed entrails in a vain attempt to save his life. Jack gives Rivera his giant crocodile tooth, and claims that it's the secret to killing the zombie Croc. And he dies before he can tell her how to use it, though, in a scene that just keeps going and going and going.
He just keeps like dying and then waking up and almost giving him the answer.
Yeah. Tension building. So she makes a wild guess and tapes the tooth to a stick, making it into a spear. And there's a couple missing frames because the screen just goes green and then comes back. She gears up and heads out, but not before setting fire to the eggs. And apparently that napkin was enough to heal Jack of his fatal wounds, as he wakes up and duct tapes his body cavity closed. Rivera comes across the voodoo box, opens it up. She removes the blood ball, which is now for the first time making heartbeat noises.
I don't know about that.
He's right. He is right.
First time. And none of us are going back to check because we're never watching this fucking movie again.
I already watched it twice. That's plenty.
She goes to stab it with the tooth when Papa Chicken voodoo dolls her. The Croc starts to approach and mouth cams over Rivera when Jack grabs Papa Chicken and he drops the voodoo doll. Rivera crawls to the voodoo doll while there's a 35-foot crocodile 2 feet away from her and pulls the pin out and returns for her tooth. She's crawling all around on the ground for a good 5 minutes while this thing is right there on top of her.
Right.
She picks up her tooth stick, and instead of stabbing the heart, she pokes it in the face with it a few times for no apparent reason, while Jack is getting split open by Papa Chicken. This Papa Chicken cat can fight.
So
Rivera then throw...
First she was going to stab the heart with the tooth, right?
Oh yeah, she knew what the game plan was.
On a whim.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't make sense. Why are we trying to make sense of it?
Yeah, it's... So she throws the spear into the eye of the crocodile. So now the thing that she was told is the only thing that can stop this crocodile, she's lost it now because she's thrown it away.
Right.
So Rivera goes into her bag and gets out a hand grenade. She's got a hand grenade and pulls the pin. The Croc bites her hand off that's holding the grenade. Sure, let's go. Let's go down this winding road. Who the fuck cares?
Yeah, exactly.
She wanders over to a tree where Jack's hook is hanging for some reason, and Jack makes Papa Chicken eat his stump, as he says, and then she buries the hook into Papa Chicken's neck, killing him. Jack reminds her, pleads with her, that she's supposed to be destroying the goddamn heart when the grenade explodes in the crocodile's mouth, making it breathe fire. And I expected that this was just going to be a new trait of the crocodile. I can breathe fire now. Jack keeps insisting she destroy the heart, and she just can't get a grasp of this concept, even though she knew it from before. She draws her gun, which has only one bullet left. You see where this is going, people.
Oh, yeah.
The Croc takes its sweet goddamn time walking over to them when she fires one last bullet with some weird makeshift bullet time thing effect, hitting the heart. So she shoots the heart, and it kills the Croc. What was the fuck was the point of the magic tooth?
There was no point.
Makes no sense. Why did they do the tooth if all you have to do is shoot it?
Why did they make the movie?
Why were these people born?
Those are the greatest questions of all.
So Jack dies for realsies this time, as the camera once again finds more interest in the blank space behind Rivera. Rivera then jams Jack's hook into her stump and tapes it up. She pins her dad's badge onto her belt and walks down the road into the sunset. Credits. Fucking finally. Finally, the fucking credits. But wait, there's more, because they put a fucking stinger on this movie. Because they're fucking assholes. So the credits end, and we open back up, and we're hovering over the leaf litter to where we find one single solitary egg, and it hatches, and there's a strange, almost mechanical roaring sound. Now it's over. Fuck you.
Okay. Thank God.
Yeah. And just a little extra thing, because I did go through the whole credit sequence to find the stinger. Just some names of some of these characters that never got a name.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, yeah, this is happening. So there was a ghost. I don't know who the fuck that was. The fried chicken loving party goer trying to get a picture was Honey Boo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like the name of the clown.
Ricketts the Clown. There was also Derby Guy. The sheriff's name was just the sheriff.
Yep.
Never bothered to give him a name. And this is where I learned about Safari Sam. I just called her Pith Helmet through the whole thing.
Yeah, that's where I got her name from too.
The crocodile was a pupamatronic zombie croc.
I didn't see that.
It was also made by the director himself.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
Good old Willie Bob.
Yeah.
And one of the first credits, like they did like director, writer, like the front end credits, they put chairs on set provided by Phil Lowe of Phil Lowe's Chairs and Such.
Big shout out to Phil Lowe. Yeah.
God.
Wait, this whole thing, the only scene with a chair was the party.
Yeah, he provided those chairs.
He provided all those chairs.
Thanking your ass off that he did.
Jesus Christ.
What other chair? There must have been a chair. The sheriff had a chair.
Maybe. He could have been sitting on a pot for all we know.
Yeah, we don't know. Well, who's ready for a quiz?
Can we make a rule for season 3? No more fighting shit in the woods movies.
We wouldn't have a show anymore.
We really wouldn't.
Fighting shit in the woods is the easiest thing for any asshole to make a movie out of.
But we wouldn't have a show.
Ugh.
Yeah, you're trying to torpedo this whole operation.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, let's do the goddamn friggin' quiz.
Yeah, you got to figure some of our best movies we've watched, or best episodes from movies we've watched, is from fighting shit in the woods.
Yeah, Robo War, Swamp.
I mean, come on.
Gotta fight some shit in the woods.
All right. So it's all fun and games. Now we gotta get down to business with the quiz. Blake's gonna be asking 5 questions based on this shit pile of a movie, or loosely based on the movie. Who knows? It's Blake's questions.
God help us.
John and I will be answering. The host to get the most questions correct gets the honor of being quizmaster for the next episode, and we watch the movie that we picked on last week's Coming Attractions. In case of a tie, a tiebreaker question will be asked. First host to shout out the correct answer wins. If you answer incorrectly, you lose. Let's get this over with, because I'm frightened.
Quiz time. First question is, true or false, this movie takes place in Louisiana? Question 2. What is Roscoe's last name? Question 3. What brand of camera does Ash use? Question 4. How many times did Crocodile Jack die? And question 5, the most aggravating question, I think. How many male children were represented on the stick figure family sticker? Okay, pencils down. Okay, question 1. True or false, this movie takes place in Louisiana?
I said true.
I also said true.
False.
God.
They said specifically that this was in a certain county. There are no counties in Louisiana.
Oh, come on.
So we still don't know where it actually took place.
But it was a true or false question.
Ugh. Moving on.
What is Roscoe's last name?
I don't know.
Hicks.
It was Hicks.
Fuck you.
All right. How many times did Crocodile Jack die? Oh, wait, no. I'm sorry.
Well,
wait. No. Wait. It was what brand of camera does Ash use? That was the next one.
Sony?
Magnavox.
It was Magnavox.
This is such bullshit.
How many times did Crocodile Jack die?
He only died once, asshole, and if it's any other question, it's wrong.
Oh, yeah. I you got me. I put 4.
It was 1.
Yeah.
Very good, Chase. How many male children were represented on the stick figure family sticker?
This is bullshit right here.
2.
0.
The answer is 0.
Motherfucker.
I could not. I thought you were referring to whatever blob that I couldn't make out was, and I was hoping that wasn't some kind of kid.
No, I couldn't tell what that was.
Okay.
Now, be happy, because one of the other questions I had on there was what cell phone brand did the guys in the van prefer?
Oh, no. Oh, HTC.
Yeah. So there we go. John is the winner.
I did it.
That means Chase is planted firmly in third place.
Keeping the dream alive.
Ah, yes. Maybe he left like I did last week.
Did he leave?
Yeah, who's doing the outro now, motherfuckers?
You still gotta do it.
Oh, man.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
I did it, Chase.
Due to some bullshit.
Those are perfectly good questions.
That's not what I'm talking about, and you know it.
Oh, okay. Well, now you
John,
know, like, for me picking questions, those are pretty good questions.
John, you better fucking win.
I'm gonna try.
Because the only scenario where Blake doesn't win is with you winning next time.
No, I can't win next time. No. You have to win.
Yeah, you can't win next time. Yeah, I have to win. Oh, look at how that goes. What the fuck do I have to play for anymore?
For me.
Yeah.
You got to play for me.
Maybe I'll watch the movie. Maybe I'll watch the movie. Maybe I won't watch the movie.
I gotta say, from season 1 to season 2, this is just perfect for me. Like, now knowing that Chase is just done.
Well,
that's so nice.
He's so pissed.
Well, I went from being utterly embarrassed last season to look at me now in the Super Bowl.
There it is, everybody. We've cemented one place in our season 2 standings, with me coming in last, which means I will be moderating our special holiday month while these two pricks compete for whatever bullshit they're competing for. The son of a bitch thing to this is it wasn't even my goddamn fault that this happened.
No, it wasn't your fault. It wasn't really anybody's fault. It was all of our faults.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Well, anyway, I'd like to thank everybody for listening. And if you take a little time out of your day to leave us a review on iTunes, we would very much appreciate it. While you're there, you can subscribe so you can get all of our latest episodes the moment they go live. You can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/garbagetheater. You can follow us on Twitter at garbage_theater. You can follow us on Instagram at garbage_theater. Also, if there's a movie, god damn it.
He's choking on that loss pretty damn hard.
Also, if there's a movie that you would like to suggest to us, you can let us know by contacting us on Facebook, Twitter, or you can email us at garbagetheaterpodcast@gmail.com. We'll see you next week when we actually don't do a Coming Attractions next week because the next one is the last one. So we're going straight into Garbage Theater presents Carmageddon, whatever the fuck it was.
Carnage.
That. Malibu, I failed you.
Oh. May he rest in peace.
He might be dead. Those gladiators have some pretty tragic stories.
They lived hard.
Yeah, they do.
They lived hard.
So, I know I don't have anything more to say.
No, I'm good. I'm happy.
Yeah. Congratulations to me.
Yes.
Ah, man. What a Cinderella story.
Definitely.
Now, Chase, I need you to give it your all next week, though.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go with LaFleur, this motherfucker.
But you want Blake winning? What's he got? He's got what? I'm assuming some sort of Seagal weapon if he wins.
Yeah, he gets the Seagaliber.
Is that what you want?
Actually, I figured it'd be more fitting if I shoehorn Seagal's name into some sort of Lord of the Rings weapon. I haven't successfully done that yet, but it will happen.
So I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I don't know which horse I'd rather have coming on, because I mean, really, all you're getting is you get to pick the first movie of season 3
and a weapon.
You have to win the holiday month for that. And guess who's in charge of the questions of that motherfucker?
Well, somebody's gonna win it. Somebody's gonna win.
This might be you may win with a single point because I'm gonna make these bitches as hard as fucking possible.
Good.
Oh man.
I'm glad you're trying hard now when it doesn't matter.
This podcast is straight up Mad Max now. It's scorched earth.
Yeah. God. Okay, I'm sick of talking. Can we end?
Yes, we're done.
See you next time, folks.